All right, so moving on to the next segment. I'll be sharing my fight preview on the co-main event fight that will take place on the Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson undercard between Keyshawn Davis and Jamaine Ortiz. So, the former WBO lightweight champion Keyshawn Davis will be making his return back to the sport of boxing, being on the undercard of the Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson card. He will be in the co-main event slot, making his debut at the super lightweight division, 140 pounds, fighting Jamaine Ortiz in the co-main event of the Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson title fight card. So my thoughts on Keyshawn Davis's next fight. I think this is a really good fight. I think this is a perfect fight to have on the Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson co-main event slot on the undercard between Keyshawn Davis and Jamaine Ortiz. I think this is a fun fight at the super lightweight division at 140 for Keyshawn Davis. I think that's a perfect test for Keyshawn Davis. That's going to make his debut at the 140-pound division. Styles makes fights. I like everything that Keyshawn Davis brings to the table. He's a really good boxer. He has good boxing. He has a good boxing IQ. He has the speed, the power mixed with the elite footwork. And you look at Jamaine Ortiz. I think Jamaine Ortiz is a strong technical boxer with a really good amateur background. He brings relentless pressure offensively. Really knows how to walk his opponents down and make them box off the back foot, and could put together really good combinations in the boxing ring. So I think that's going to be a really good fight and a fun fight for 140 between Keyshawn Davis and Jamaine Ortiz. Now, Keyshawn Davis has a really good opportunity here against Jamaine Ortiz to put himself into world title contention at 140 with a victory against Jamaine Ortiz in really good fashion, because the door is open. I would say Teo possibly defending the title against Keyshawn, or Keyshawn going after Shakur Stevenson, the WBO champion. I just don't see that happening because we know Keyshawn won't fight Shakur Stevenson. But as we go on, I think Keyshawn with a victory here can open the door to earn a title shot against Richard Hitchinson, that's the IBF champion at this division, against Matias, who's the WBC champion, against Gary Antoine Russell, who's the WBA champion of this division. Like, there's a lot of good fights, a lot of good title opportunities for Keyshawn Davis at this 140-pound division, but he's going to have to get past Jamaine Ortiz first. And the thing about Jamaine Ortiz is he only has 2 losses in his career, but look at the guys he's lost against. He lost against Vasily Lomachenko, but he gave Vasily Lomachenko a run for his money when they fought at 135 a few years ago. You look at his loss when he fought Teofimo Lopez for the WBO super lightweight title a year or so ago. That was a close competitive fight to some, but I think Jamaine Ortiz can give Keyshawn Davis some problems in there. It's not going to be an easy fight, and Keyshawn Davis is going to have to be on his A game if he wants to get a victory against Jamaine Ortiz in this fight. So again, someone like Jamaine Ortiz, this is a huge opportunity because he was already slated to be in the co-main event of this Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson undercard. He was supposed to fight Richard Hitchens for the IBF title, but there was some money issues there, and I believe the money purse splits were the reasons why Richard Hitchinson did not want to defend his IBF title against Jamaine Ortiz on this co-main event card. But I got so many questions here because I want to see how Keyshawn Davis looks at 140. Now, 135, he became a world champion, under 15 fights being a pro, being a world champion when he knocked out Dennis Burchick to win the WBO title this year on Valentine's Day. And he was supposed to defend the title against Edwin De Los Santos in June, but we all know the story of Keyshawn Davis missing weight by a big margin, and then all the shenanigans that he pulled backstage when his brother lost on what was supposed to be his homecoming card for him and his 2 brothers. And we haven't seen Keyshawn in the ring or associated with the sport since then, with those unfortunate turn of events. So I want to see how Keyshawn looks in his debut at 140 to fight Jamaine Ortiz. And I also want to see if Keyshawn Davis will keep Bo Mack as his trainer, because we've seen Keyshawn Davis in some interviews as of late say that he's done a clean sweep on his team. If you've done a clean sweep on your team, that means you have removed Bo Mack from your team. Bo Mack, in my opinion, did a tremendous job with Terrence Crawford. I viewed him as one of the best trainers that the sport had to offer. But I think this early in Keyshawn's career, you need someone like Bo Mack. And yes, you became a world champion this early in your career, but a trainer like Bo Mack can help you get to the next level. We see great fighters, where great fighters have great trainers that just makes them on a whole different level, on a whole different pedestal than other fighters that the game has to offer in the sport. I think someone like Bo Mack could be really beneficial for Keyshawn Davis early in his career. He has that boxing intelligence. We've seen the heights that he helped Terrence Crawford get in his boxing career. And I think he's going to need someone like Bo Mack, a great boxing trainer with a tremendous boxing IQ, to be in his corner when he fights Jamaine Ortiz, because that's a huge test in your debut at this division. Not an easy cakewalk. So it's going to be interesting. I want to see how his training camp is going to go in the next couple weeks, but I think that's going to be one hell of a fight. I'm leaning towards Keyshawn, but it's going to be one hell of a fight when these two fighters fight on the co-main event slot of the Teofimo Lopez and Shakur Stevenson undercard. But those are my thoughts on the Keyshawn Davis-Jamaine Ortiz fight officially being announced next in the sport of boxing.